Man. Hello again, and welcome to, day 12, day 12, something of that nature. Anyway, bit of a frog in my throat. Apologize for that. And I wish I had a cough button. That would be most helpful. So, yeah, this is day 12 of 100 Days of Making Comics. And I'm working on episode 2 of The Dreaded Dinosaur Man. Trying to get to the next episode as quickly as I can, get it posted for you guys. So, water. Alright, so this is continuing in the inking process, and I will be working on this panel here. Pretty happy with the way the sketch looks, so it should be fairly straightforward. Might need to minimize how much I'm talking. It's just going to kick up another bubble in my mouth. Greetings, Paul in Pittsburgh. I don't know if you can hear the background audio, but it's actually a thunderstorm. It's not actually raining here, but it's like calming white noise. So there's not any static or anything. That's what it is. He is, but his message is being held from review. There. You approved it. Chunky style vomit. Drawing rocks. Drawing rocks, rocks. Wow, that is a serious compliment. I don't think I'm worthy of being compared to a comic artist pro with secrets. Okay, we'll switch things up and go into some detailing. My lack of experience, or I mean, I initially take that as positive, but I'm like, now wait a minute. As far as I know, I don't have any naysayers. Everybody's got their critics. Most of the people that troll me on my personal Facebook are like, it's for non-comic related reasons. I've only got a couple of those, so. Yes, but the people throwing the shade, it's not over my art. It's like political or um, religious reasoning. It's usually the only time I get trolling. Because I don't do much of this on my regular Facebook page. I try to point everything towards my art page as much as possible. All of this kind of stuff. And really anymore, it's getting so bad with everything that like happened to Will. We even have a personal Facebook page. That's all you get to look forward to. There's an amazing article about it on IndieVolt. I'm still waiting for my Dinosaur Man interview questions, Varian. At least you got two other people. It's not party of three, me, myself, and I. That guy's head looks too small. Plans for the printed edition of Dinosaur Man. Yes, absolutely. The printed edition will be an origin issue. It will be completely separate from the webtoon as far as content was, but not universe-wise. So in the print edition, it's going to be origin stories of Dinosaur Man, Spaz, Telexus, and the main villain. And I have the stories plotted loosely. I just want to see if I want to hire anybody to write in addition to myself. And then I want to get teams of artists working together. So, like Josh Lyman is going to be doing the Spaz comic. I've got him, wouldn't necessarily say signed on, but we've talked about it, and I really like him to do it. I think his style would be perfect for that character's origin story. I have a prominent figure in the independent comic scene working on the villain story. I need to send him some more details. And yeah, I'm hoping that some of my people that I call my friends will see how well that holds up in the hey, can you want to work on this? And then we'll do a Kickstarter for it. Hopefully that'll help, pay the bills to get it done. I want to have it done. I'd love to have it printed up like an old comic book. So on newsprint with, I know if there's got to be a way to do it digitally, if it has to be done digitally to save money, but to make it look like it's on newsprint with the old 4-color style going on, I think that would be really cool. And so that would be my most lofty. Well, you know what? You're not wrong in that, Varian, because it's going to be probably a good month or two before we see the villain in the webtoon. And so we'll be seeing his fingerprints before we get like a lot of action. I have the main storyline that I'm working through right now, this introductory storyline, rescuing Telexus and learning pretty much as he goes some of the ins and outs of this planet that he's on. And we'll have some interactions with the main villain of the story, like a behind-the-scenes motivator. The Mavian people are pretty much the enemy of the book for the most part. And without trying to give anything away, basically the main villain, his rise to power, kind of mimics, that of Adolf Hitler. Hitler was very popular when he was elected, and the German people basically followed up until pretty much near the end when they started to turn on him. I don't have an end game yet, but it's kind of like an imperial build-up. So in the origin story, we'll basically get an idea of how he rose to power, and throughout the webtoon, we're going to see how that power is growing and becoming a threat. And when a humble man-dinosaur creature stuck on this planet in his hero's journey searching for who his true identity is and his place in this world, and how those clash. Stepping out, stepping out. We're going to see how Dinosaur Man became the way he is, and then when he meets Spaz. In between there's a significant storyline that will be hinted at throughout the webtoon, throughout anything else. Probably be one of the last stories I tell, or it might just come out through the anecdotal part, so you'd have to keep up on the comic to put the story together. That's kind of my plan. And then after the origin issue is published, I want to come out with a printed book maybe once a year that focuses on other characters in the universe. I've got a bounty hunter character that I'm working on right now who will be tasked at some point to kill Dinosaur Man. And like I said a few times before, there's no throwaway characters, so I'd like to tell that character's story in the printed thing, which is probably going to be called Dinosaur Man Comics, or I might do it as do a publishing imprint called Dinosaur Man Comics, and call it something else along the lines of the 50s era pulp science fiction stuff. Which, Paul, if anybody comes into your store with 1950s pulp sci-fi like Planet Comics, Startling Stories, and you acquire them, let me know, because and that stuff's hard to come by, but it's definitely my what I would be most interested in collecting at this point, comics-wise. Definitely Planet Comics and Startling Stories. while I'm telling plans and getting ready to wrap up here, I also have a storyline I'm working on for a video game of Dinosaur Man, which will be a kick and punch, final fight, Streets of Rage type game called Quest for the Star Hammer. It'll take place after he's learned his true identity, and you'll be able to play as either him or Telexus, and Spaz will help out along the way, dropping items and stuff, and it'll be a beat 'em up 1980s theme story to acquire this weapon called the Star Hammer. Yeah, the condition of those books, that's really hard to come by. But those are the kind of things that I would even buy in a rough, I think we talked about this before at one of the Steel Cities. It's kind of cool seeing the agedness of it. My next episode, I'll show one of my pride and joys, but I bought this as a print a long time ago. Hard to see. This is one of my favorite covers from Startling Stories, and I was at a bookshop in Auburn Hills, not Auburn Hills, Ann Arbor, and crazy bookshop that had like stacks everywhere, and they had a box of old pulps, and I found that issue, in rough shape, yellow paper and all that, but it still looked pretty good. So that's one of my favorite things. I need to get that thing framed and sealed somehow. But yeah, I love that whole concept of prizes awarded for stories of this photo. And they always come up with some of the really, really neat paintings, and a lot of the great sci-fi writers had their start in that, and artists had their start during that time period. I know that Hubbard guy is a complete nut job with the whole Scientology thing, but he could write some good sci-fi back in the day. I've read a few of the things that were in the old dime pulps. Let's see, I need to do some more cracks and scars, beat 'em ups. And all right, that's going to do it for today. It's been about a half an hour, and you guys take it easy, and we'll see you tomorrow.